first pick here, yet again for Sync Esports, so they like the hero, and again, not too surprised at all to see that. And the fact that they picked it up over Ophelia, I do find a little interesting, but hey.
I think Slav played Ophelia both 2 first games.
Yeah, he did. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, so they might be looking to swap something up a little bit. I think it would be a little bit too, like they want to get a little bit of diversity going here at least.
Yeah.
Even though it worked out very well in the previous 2 games versus Cthulhuphant even. They just want to swap it up a little bit. And Mora, of course, it's a very highly rated hero as well. But Sync Esports so far, I mean, they are on a mission right now. They're on a choo-choo 15-minute win train, more or less. And there we go. Kraken, once again, they have certainly proven that this hero is, well, not picked up for no good reason. Or, like, I don't know, it's certainly a top-tier pick. And I don't get why people stop picking it. But Sync Esports, they want it back into the scene.
Yeah, I mean, you look right there. He's been played 174 games, and that has to be one of the more played heroes, honestly, on the scene. But a lot of that comes from, early on in Hunter Season 3 and whatnot. As of very late, he really has died off quite a bit. But, yeah, Sync played him here now 3 games in a row. The Ophelia, by the way, too, as I want to get at, speaking of the Quincy stats, I think he's made it clear that as far as win percentage goes for Sync, it's actually their highest win percentage hero as well. So that's kind of another reason why I was a little bit intrigued by that, choosing to pass up the Ophelia instead of go for the Moira. But like you said, perhaps if anything, a little bit of diversity here, figuring, hey, we won 2 games with it, we're willing to pass it up, and they like Moira. And seeing the other drafter and playing the Moira, ultimately, I'm sure in the end, he probably likes playing that hero too for good reason. So. Moraxis, the final, third pick for Druids coming out here on top of that behemoth.
Yeah, they figured he was so damn good in the last game. They just couldn't bring him down, so they were like, okay, we want that feeling as well. We're going to go with the Moraxis. No, but he also does very well versus the Kraken in the mid. His Moraxis ability, it takes away a percentage of the max health, so it does very well versus a tanky hero like Kraken.
Mm-hmm. Bans Tremble into Sandwraith to start it off, so pretty carry heavy here right off the bat. Druid's banning Sandwraith. Actually, a little interesting there. I mean, they already have a Puppet Master. I guess was Sync the one that ran a Suicide Sandwraith? I know we did actually see that.
I can't recall, but
I think they might have been that team actually.
Not sure, but I don't know why they would ban the Sandwraith though. It doesn't feel like a Sandwraith game at all.
Yeah.
Puppet Master is clearly going to be the carry of choice for Sync Esports here. And Kraken in the mid, I think that's safe to state. They don't want him in the Suicide lane. They've shown that. They've put even Moraxis in the Suicide lane above the Kraken last game. So, what other Fade? All right. I don't know why they banned that hero though. I feel like Ophelia is such a good hero to counter the Fade as well with the Ophelia touch. And Moraxis is such a tanky hero on top of things.
Yeah. And yeah, the fact that they already banned out the Sandwraith as well, which it seems like that's good synergy there, so they don't have the Sandwraith option, then why would they go Fade? Yeah, the bans are a little odd here from Serenia, definitely. But Cthulhu Fun, I mean, that's a solid one, of course. But the other two, a little iffy. But he didn't ban Balfour this time, so.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have the Ophelia this time, though, so the sync or the push factor is not as likely to happen. But what Force heroes do we still have left on the board? Because usually it's just Sync picking up those Force heroes, and right now I can see Solstice, Tempest, Legionnaire, yeah. Probably don't want the Solstice because Moraxis is a tanky target and Kraken doesn't have the best setup stun, so that's probably not going to be successful. Bubbles instead, okay.
You go with Bubbles
Suicide
for now.
Bubbles.
Very likely, yeah, so Miku will probably get his hand on
Look at that, it's Quincy's favorite hero.
Luna's coming out here for
33 percentage.
Druids. Yep. Not the highest success rate with this hero, as a support especially, so I guess it doesn't have to be a support. We have seen it in more the carry role a couple times.
Yeah, I think it was, who was that? It was Storyford playing it for Team Coolio, maybe?
Was that Coolio? Okay.
Could have been. And I can't recall what tournament it was, but yeah, we have seen it. It wasn't successful though.
Mm-hmm.
But it got buffed a little bit. It can stand up to 8 targets now. Down from 5, so got a little bit more of a team fight synergy. And actually, we do not see the Forest from Sync, so they're going to bring a lot of pressure here with Magnus and Mora roaming around. Maybe even an offensive trialing.
That stat right there, by the way, is so fascinating to me. the most games, I believe that's the most out of any hero, Magnus. 288 games played. 50% win percentage exactly. So he's 144-144. Yeah, you talk about balance like that. That's the epiphany of balance right there. The most played hero is 50-50. So that's
not even 50.1, 50.0. Like
yeah, no, it's literally
score.
50-50 at this point at least, and it'll hang around there, of course, pretty much always, unless for some reason it goes on a crazy losing streak or a crazy winning streak. So pretty cool to see. But anyways, Bubbles, you see picked up here, and yeah, even by 100 games. Wow. Magnus.
All right, so we got a hard carry left here for Druids if they choose to go for it. It hasn't been too successful in the first 2 games, so maybe they want to add a little bit more pressure, go with something a little bit more active, like even a shipper or something, just in safe lane. And just go for like all-in aggression with Ophelia and Behemoth Portal. I don't know. I feel like they have 2 heroes that are very dependent on portal keys so far, the Behemoth and the Meraxus. So yeah, I feel like it needs something that has a little bit more of a laning presence. Arachna though, I don't know. If Sync Esports actually were to choose to go for a man-up here with a Mora, Puppet Monster, and a Magnus, then I feel like Arachna and Aluna would be in a big, big trouble.
Why is Arachna getting attention lately? I don't get it. Team disband. They ran it a couple times. I mean, when a team like that does it again, they're a newer team on the sea. We're known to be a little funky and trying new things. I get that, but then again, BMG's even been running it a little bit lately, and now we see Druids picking it up here when they're down 2-0 to Sync. Why? Where is Arachna coming from?
I'm not entirely sure. It has a lot of like kiting presence. Like we saw Team Disband picking up the Armadon and just kiting around the Oogie. So that's like the synergy that I could potentially see him or her being picked up for. But strong 1-versus-1 presence. I guess it goes well with the Ophelia creeps, add a little bit more of a push presence with the aura. But in this game, I don't feel like it's necessarily going to be able to. Oh, okay, I guess it's alright. It doesn't. I mean, the second spell as well, the Hardened Carapace, but I don't see any magical damage that you don't necessarily like. Any dots, for example, like Hellbringer's second dot, you can dispel or dispel with that ability. So I'm not sure why they choose him for this game in particular. I feel like they're going to be a little bit too laid back. I don't feel like they're going to be able to add any pressure with the Ophelia creeps early on because they got a Meraxus and a Behemoth who desperately needs a Polki before they can take part in those team fights.
Does it remove things like Puppet hold? I don't even know, actually. Does it work like a...
I don't think it removes the Puppet's hold. I think it's only dots, more or less.
Okay. Yeah, because the tooltip just says dispels debuffs on self. So, like, that wording right there suggests that it'll dispel, like, anything as far as magic goes, and anything that's dispellable on yourself, kind of like a Nullfire Blade would be able to remove stuff. So, but yeah, something tells me, like, I think you're right though. At the same time, that it doesn't work like against Puppet's Hold and things like that. So the wording needs to get changed personally if that's the case. But
I mean, it is going to go or it could do very well versus the bubbles if it comes down to a 1-versus-1 situations. But I just feel like it's too risky because Sync Esports are very easily or can easily adapt. Just send an offensive tri-lane instead, and then we got Arachna there with no stuns and not being able to assist Aluna at all. And then they're going to have to transition, but they don't have any other hero to put in the safe lane. They don't have a Midas, they don't have a Magnus, a Kraken, or anything with an escape. They got a Behemoth and a Meraxus, and they definitely can't go versus a tri-lane at this point.
Well, make some kind of decision here, and we'll see what that is. You have to stick with it and ideally develop with it. Zibe on the Behemoth has the hatchet as well as the shield here early on, so expecting some okay farm on him at least. But yeah, we'll see if any ideas of a tri-lane or the suicide or whatnot comes out here. But more leading the way for Sync Esports, heading towards the Hellborn jungle. Blocked it off of Ophelia, of course. Yeah, I was with you though. Sync, again, not a team that's usually known as a double support in the end, but they do go it here. In fact,
and Mickey is playing the support Magnus, secondary supports.
What? That's weird.
It seems to be a little bit of a trend for them lately. It's working out very well because Mickey is the master of just finding those gank opportunities, like always making the right rotations. So I think they just figured they used it with engagement coming.
Oh, what a placement there by Sync. They're gonna completely catch them off guard. Meraxus, is he gonna stun? Yes, he is. Meraxus in trouble. The charge. You saw the finish stun. He was waiting to use it at the right time, but By the time he did, it was too late. Krake gets picked off. And yeah, well played by Sync, though. The route they went and then hiding behind the trees over here, clearly Druids was not ready for that. The start was successful.
Very well played by Sync. They seem to be doing this every single game, though, so far in the series. Like, every single time these two teams have clashed in the forest. Oh boy, Sync Esports, they are going to go for the offensive Charlie lane. What are you going to do? They're actually going to have Behemoth up here.
They're just giving up the bottom, okay.
What? Moraxis is here as well?
Yeah, they're just giving up the bottom. Moro's in trouble. Yeah, they weren't expecting Behemoth, so actually, it could work out right here. One more auto attack gets it off, so Moro's going to fall. I think Moraxis should definitely be fine. In fact, they could even go for more if he's able to get another stomp off. Ophelia's going to cut off as well, but doesn't really have anything, so we'll be fine in the end. But yeah, that clearly caught them off guard at least, so that was well played by Behemoth, I guess, sticking around if anything.
Yeah, small victory, definitely. But he's going to lose the matchup versus Kraken down here, even more convincingly now than before. Which is, by the way, played by Slapped. Interesting.
Yeah, again, switching that up. Mickey on the Magnus, as you pointed out, and Kraken being played by Slap. So, change of pace here for Sync Esports. But yeah, he's having free farm for the time being. We'll see how he's able to work with that. Not usually farming in the lane, so a little bit different of a role here for Slapped. Again, in tournament play, I know obviously he's done this plenty of times before in TMM.
Of course, yes.
Moraxis, he's in trouble. Aluna's here, but oh, she went power throw for level 1, that's right. Arcane Shield helping there, though. Does escape in the end. Again, Shards of Harkon, not the strongest against Arcane Shield, so yeah, at least has that going for him.
Yep. Behemoth, or down here at the Kraken, it's a little bit of an iffy situation. Okay, it's going to be fine. Yeah, I saw Sync Esports, by the way, running when they were screaming a reason earlier this week. They ran Mickey on the Magnus as well, and then Slap was playing the mid role with the shipper. That's more or less, or I mean, that went more than well. I think Slap ended up on a bloodbath or something, so he definitely can play this role as well.
Moira, Moira getting caught out actually. Shards of Harkon going to go out as well and stun plenty. God, it's such a strong stun, man. It's ridiculous. The fact that it stuns 4 different targets, I think is just absurd.
That's crazy. In level 1, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
it would have been one thing if the English charge increased by levels, but nope, 4 stuns, level 1.
Yeah. Anyways, something else I was going to point out too, though. Arachna's having a very good time in the middle, but I think it's safe to say it's not too surprising against Bubbles in a 1v1 matchup. Arachna, arguably one of the better 1v1 heroes, as you're even pointing out in the laning phase. Top lane, though, once again, initiation. Ophelia was a little too far up right there, and she's in trouble. She goes down, in fact. Moraxis stomp on a Magnus. Ophelia using the Skeleton King to also assist, and they will kill Magnus. He's level 2. He doesn't have Steam Bat, though. I don't know if he wouldn't have the mana for it and whatnot, but anyways, Moraxis still in trouble himself. He's too far up. They're going to look to turn on, and Moira, though, gets good on Moraxis, but at what cost? Moira goes down. So a lot of back and forth exchanging happening, but in the end, well, Puppet Master stays alive, and it's Aluna that stays alive on the Hellborn side, so I think you got to give it to Sync there.
Oh, be careful now, Sarnia. Magnus is coming in.
Yeah, gonna be far enough, though. And will survive,
right, well,
but...
I think this is still going fairly well. I mean, they have a tri-lane that's able to at least match Sync Esports, and Kesu is not doing that well so far. 280 gold per minute, it's okay. Moraxis, though, is struggling a little bit more down there at 170. But yeah, Sync Esports, they are going to choose to leave the tri-lane for now at least and go for a little bit more room control.
Kraken chasing down the Behemoth here. Gonna pressure him out.
Like haste rune on Magnus now. They're looking to do something. At the same time as Ophelia is coming in with a gank.
Yeah.
Oh, this might backfire for Sync.
Bubbles coming in, though, so he's going to be here assisting as well. Song of the Sea comes out. Moraxis pops the Arcane Shield. He doesn't absorb anything, however, so no buff for him. Ophelia in the background. Haste and Magnus doing enough work, gets the kill. Moraxis still in trouble. He goes down. The Magnus down. That's going to be a hat trick for Sync. So, worked out beautifully for them in the long run. Bubbles assisting was no doubt a big part of that.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the bubbles coming in from first. That was very well played by Sync. I'm surprised that the Hellborn team didn't pay attention to that, though. They had a ward here at the top rune, or definitely showing that Magnus got that haste rune from Bubbles, and that the Bubbles aimed to, or went towards the top lane. But still, they went for that offensive gank attempt with Ophelia.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake from their part. Full vision and still engaging into a 3 versus 4 fight.
Kraken 420 gold per minute. By the way, I want to mention Slapped also. Going Ghost Marchers also, just like Mickey last game. And that is a different boot choice on a Kraken. You usually do expect the Steam Boost, but you look at right here. I mean, he's able to kind of chase him down, even charges him to the side. Not going to be nearly enough for a kill. If he had his ultimate, maybe, but obviously he doesn't, so kind of toying with him a little bit. Middle lane, Arachna's in trouble. She does not have Hardy Carapace either, so she's definitely going to fall right here. I mean, even with it, probably still dead, to be honest, but yeah, no chance for her to get away. And she ends up falling in the end, so
once again, I'm not sure exactly how they are letting these kind of kills slip, because they got vision showing the passage between the top and the mid, so they should have vision on the supports rotating in between these lanes, but still Arachna getting caught now in the mid lane.
Yeah.
I don't think any veiled routes were used, otherwise you can pick that up at the observatory and keep doing this over and over. Of course, more are very, very useful for this kind of gank attempts as well, as long as you got a solid stun. Oh, Aluna at the top lane might be in trouble.
Yep, she's going to get caught. Stun comes out from Magnus, follow up with the Puppet Show. And, oh, man, barely lives, actually. A nice turn right here. They do kill Magnus. They got it just before. Still falls in the end, but able to take somebody with him. More access, still not over for him just yet. Mana Center out, Voodoo Puppet out as well. Shards of Harkon going out. Man, that combo right there. Shards of Harkon's really good against or with Voodoo Puppet, isn't it? Because it stuns both. Does some extra damage. So. But anyways, Krake falls. Keizu with a double tap. Playing the Puppet Master.
Kraken porting up here as well to assist his team. Not going to get any kills, but luckily for him, Probus just ported bottom to try to get a kill on him with the Behemoth, so.
Oh, Arachna. Dead. Kraken.
So he gets something out of it at least.
Rotating over, yep. Setting it up. Mickey's just trying to pick up some farm in the meantime at the bottom lane. Yeah, it's hitting me more and more that Sync is maybe trolling a little bit this game with the lineup. It's not only Zlau playing Kraken, but Keizu on the Puppet Master even, and Mickey, or excuse me, Flensmeister playing the Bubbles here. So yeah, just having some fun with some different roles, but obviously all fantastic players and no doubt can.
Of course. I'm not sure though. I don't think it's necessarily because of that. I don't know. I think Flensmeister is have played the Bubbles at times as well.
Yeah,
oh, they're going to go in Aluna here in the mid.
Yeah, they're going to die for pretty heavily. Bubbles not really going for it, though. He decides to play it safe and is going to fall back in the end. Power throw. Going to miss, though. More toying with Behemoth a little bit off to the side. Keeping them distracted. But Bubbles, yeah, playing the safe route. I mean, he could have definitely dove right there with a Shell Surf Song of the Sea and gotten the kill, but it was would have put him in a pretty bad spot, so.
And once again, Sync Esports got like full map control. They're gonna find Arachna.
Yeah.
Or Arachna finds Puppet Master, but he regrets it.
Port back. Oh man, it's gonna be time. No, God, that had to be really close. But Insania does get credit for the kill, and yeah, Arachna was kind of just charging in blindly right there. So you talk about map control. Obviously, vision there for Sync, not for Fresh or Druids, and you even look at the ward side by Insania here, all the way back towards the on the cliff here. Towards the base, so.
It's the 8-minute mark and they already got awarded this deep into the enemy territory.
Yeah.
And Ophelia is level 3, by the way.
Yep. Translate.
How the fuck were you faster than me?
Okay. Got you. That was slapped. Oh, Magnus! That's out of range. Mickey underestimated the range of his Lava Surge, but doesn't matter. Still a kill. Arachna doesn't have Spider Sting. If she had Spider Sting here, maybe could get a kill. Power Throw even connects, but now Arachna's in trouble as the Song of the Sea going to be used to finish her off, kill for locking her in place. And Luna's also in trouble as well. She's going to go down. The Shockwave will finish off Magnus, but now he's going to have to run away as he's a little too deep. Moraxis with the flank. Yeah, I mean, they don't. This is still even the first tower up in the middle of this far. And oh, that Arcane Shield's going to be big. Yep, again, Shards of Harkon not too strong for that reason, but Puppet Master, he's going to say, screw it, I got to fight this, going to go for the turn, ain't going to happen. He goes down to the end, and now Mora's committed a little too much. Shards of Harkon will eventually get in the distance, though. And unless an Immobilize goes off right here, nope, not enough mana. Oh, maybe? Mana battery? No. Not going to risk chasing. Kraken and Magnus coming in, so makes good sense there.
I know Moraxis is in trouble. Hellborn team doesn't necessarily have too much to assist with.
They're going so
Aluna
deep.
still farming mid, by the way. Why aren't they
Port
moving
back,
over to help
port
Moraxis?
back, port back in time! He's going to be fine. Yeah. Here they come. Arachna's here. Uh-oh. Spider stings out. On a Magnus. Kraken going to chase him down. Hasn't released the Kraken, but say screw it.
Oh my god, this game right now.
Yeah, they're kind of
We're just chasing after the Druids.
just in hot pursuit here, and for good reason, because again, they can afford it with the momentum they've built early on. Just keeping the Hellborn team in check. I mean, you look at Druid's GPM right now, nothing. It's Behemoth at 250, and then it just drops off completely after that for them. So Druids just can't find anything here. Sync just dominating map control. No doubt a lot of it.
Yeah, they have too many heroes that are dependent on early items, or like core items like portal keys, I feel. Arachna not necessarily the strongest laner, doesn't have a stun to set anything up, and then Behemoth and Meraxes, unless they get a really successful laning phase, they are going to fall behind.
Yeah.
Oh, mid lane though, nice rotations, or nice flank.
Yeah, they're going to try to get Flensmeister killed right here. Stomp after the take cover, and they won't get it. So ultimately getting a nice kill set up. It's 7 kills in total. I mean, they've got a fair amount. Magmus though channeling the eruption. Onto a Luna right here. Not going to be enough, however. And now Magmus, he gets the Arcane Vortex, though. Is going to be fine for the time being. Meanwhile, Voodoo Puppet finishes off Meraxes. They get the cut on Luna. They keep Magmus alive. And now the chase is on for more, but the Fidget Stun is going to stop that. So never mind there. But double tap for Keizu. As he's now 7-1-7 in this game. Jeez. Been involved in 14 of the 16 kills here. As a vote to pause comes out to rub it in. No, but Druids is is there an answer here as far as where they can go? But or is
I just haven't tried to stick into the game as long as possible and try to get the portal keys up on Meraxes and Behemoth. Sibby, by the way, went for a bottle, so that's 600 gold. That could have been invested into a portal key instead. I guess he wants the mana regeneration to move around and deal with the early aggression from Sync here, so can't really blame him, but still. This means that the portal key is even further away.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really greedy though, Sync Esports. So if there was to be a big shockwave, for example, and the Druids were to, for example, turn a teamfight around, then there is a big comeback potential.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a little bit right here as Bubbles and Magmus are diving. Kill field used, didn't result in much. Actually going to have to fall back, but meanwhile back to the lane over here. Morris sending in the illusion to keep Druids from feeling comfortable, so they're going to fall back in the end. Don't want to go over the top here. I think they kind of agree with you that they know that they don't want to run themselves into a huge shockwave and all of a sudden buy room for Druids to start making a strong comeback here. So
nope, they're going to wait for probably the Assassin Shroud on the Puppet Master and the portal key, which is about to finish up on Bubbles, and then we got 700 gold for Kraken.
Yeah. Triple stack Ancients in the meantime by Sync, so making use of the resources here. I'm a little taken back by Keizu honestly going Whispering Helm on Puppet Master. For a game that's just so action-packed, 16 kills at 12.5 minutes, you figure Assassin Shroud would have made even more sense here, but yeah, wants to farm a little bit, I guess.
No, playing it safe, I guess. I guess he wants to time it with the Kraken portal key, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was just already starting to build versus or towards that Whispering Helm before he realized that, okay, we are actually like able to break the opponent's base by the 8-minute mark.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. But the Assassin Shroud is definitely coming up quickly is the point. So,
yep.
Better in the near future anyways. So not too big of a deal.
What? Kraken, do you see that? Kraken charging the creeps down here at the bottom. He's scaring Behemoth.
Oh. He's got a portal key now, too.
This might be a kill attempt.
Yeah, it's got to release the Kraken. Only level 1 still, but nope, Zibby's going to fall back, not given the chance. So good heads up on his part there. Bubbles does have a portal key. They can maybe catch more access here. He does have Moira nearby. Again, not guaranteed on more access, simply because of the Arcane Shield. And the Matrix on top of that. But now Puppet Master also joining the party, so wouldn't be surprised to see a dive right here. In fact, there we go. Arcane Shield is up. Just be sure it's not Shards of Harkon just yet. Insania is smart enough for that. Stun eventually comes out, though. Matrix is up on more access, but that Voodoo Puppet's going to do him in the end as he goes down. However, Puppet Master in trouble. He will fall. The Arcane Vortex was placed, but he ran just out of range of it, unfortunately. Wasn't able to mitigate. Aluna She gets dove on by Magnus. The Spider stings out onto Magnus. Not going to be enough, though. Behemoth, he's still trying to Shockwave. He doesn't have the mana, though. Mana Sunder causing issues here. He will get the Fidget Stun off, however, and Kraken goes down. So double tap for Iceland Go-Go and Ophelia, actually, but Magnus tuns in a big one right there. Behemoth falls. Down goes Ophelia. And they're probably just going to clear up the creeps and chase down this Arachna.
Ooh, are they going to get him, though? There's no portal key quite yet. Bubbles got one, but okay, Probask actually ran straight into the trees. Now he's more or less trapped himself. Oh, maybe that was for a good cause.
Yeah, Harden Carapace mitigating plenty of damage, too, so he stays alive. And Magnus, though, should be fine. Moraxis doesn't have a portal key.
He has a boat back, by the way, in the last team fight, so that was like the turning point, or the reason for why they were able to turn the fight around. They're getting the tier 1 top tower as well. Yeah. Oh, that power throw by Aluna nearly hitting Mora.
Yeah, she actually took some tower damage, so I thought I might have killed her, but she barely lived, and yeah, the power throw though missing, and now seeing it trolling a little bit right there. Spam clicking that codex here, but
well, why not? I mean, it goes well with the hero. I guess he wants to get the portal key, but in general, like, codex isn't the worst option. Like, getting the illusion out and then dealing 500 burst damage.
Yeah. Oh, the fact that you could use it with your illusion, yeah, there's a reason why that was in the recommended items on this hero, on the hero spotlight. Good old codex, man. Just think about it. Post haste, though, is going to be the choice for Moira. It's a pretty solid item.
Yeah, for sure. Is this yet another tri-stack from Sync part? Like, did they clear out the last one?
Casey wants to farm, man.
Damn, I mean, they're doing a really good job. Even though they're keeping up all this pressure and constantly bringing it to Druids, they're still making sure to stack the actions. That's respectful.
Yeah. Casey not often in that hard carry role in tournament matches, so he's taking advantage of it. He's playing the farm game. But no, he's also, I mean, he's 9-2-8, so obviously he's been involved plenty. And he just got the Assassin Trowel. They get another pick on Sibby right here. I think Druids is also pretty aware that this game is somewhat lost. It's just a matter of playing it out, try to have a little bit of fun here at least. But no, that sinks in a good spot. I mean, this is a chance, though. Magnus is going to tie, as well as Kraken. And Bubble's also in a pretty bad spot with the Shell Surf.
Oh, he's trapped.
Well, he's not in the best spot himself. Although the Shards of Hardcon doing work. And it will get the 1 kill at least. And now Puppet Master is looking for an opportunity in opening. Not going to find it, though. Moira going to assist Bubbles right here, dodging. Nice job with the Shards of Harkon, actually. Mana Sunder as well, preventing an Arcane Shield use by Moraxis. So well played by Insania. Arachna trying to escape with his life in the back. A nice take cover, by the way, but it's not going to matter. He does fall. Arachna is actually going to escape. Wow. What an escape by Arachna. And, yep, she's going to be fine in the end, so. Well.
That was a nice turn of events.
Yeah, Druids wins the fight there.
Yeah, closing in on the portal keys at least. Morax is 700 gold away and Behemoth like 950 or something. But they are getting there. And if they can time it with level 11 on Behemoth as well, then Sync Esports is definitely going to have trouble breaking the base at least. So game far from over. Get some map control now from Druids as well, and I can definitely see a comeback happening.
Arachna, what is she building? What did she... A Mighty Blade? Okay. I guess trying to get a Shrunken Head ASAP. To help...
Yeah. Oh, Puppet Monster's going to find Ophelia up here. He's got an Astro, though. It shouldn't be enough, but more assisting.
Yeah, no Voodoo Puppet. Well. Bubbles, that should be a kill in the end, yeah. Good assistance there. The teamwork. Plated Greaves as well as that Astro.
Oh, bottom.
So, yeah, Ophelia's trying. Bottom lane, they find Magnus. He's able to stun out initially. That Spider Sting, though, it's going to eventually upset up the kill.
This axis from Cracky is just spot on every single time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him miss a single one, more or less.
Yeah, does axe percentage work, like the arrow and the diva hooks? I don't think it does.
Yeah.
It's not like those abilities. Too spammy.
Oh, they're going once more down here, by the way,
yeah,
on the Kraken. They need to be careful, though, because Puppet Monster got a port ready to go.
Yeah, more axes, so we'll find Kraken. Ooh, that one just missing out of range. Kraken is going to get away here. There you go, Quincy's on top of it. 93%. I'm pretty sure that's just completely bullshit and made up. Arcane Vortex catching Behemoth like, right there. As well as Aluna, looks like. Gonna set up with the Behemoth. Gets a Shockwave, at least. Gets a turn going to Bubbles. Oh, that was bad timing of a Bubbles Eruption, though, for Magnus. He gets it off. No, he gets stopped just before. So going a little too over the top here. In fact, Puppet Master also dropping pretty low. More access. Matrax explodes. He goes down in the end, however. Magnus does back in. They get the Kono Philly in the background, and they also get a racked up. Behemoth also falling low, so it seemed like, again, Druids a little bit of an opening, but not so much. They end up with 4-1 exchange, and it might be a genocide. Deja Vu jukes! Oh my gosh, Serenia. Deja Vu juke of the century. Oh, nice stun as well. Is he actually going to escape right here? No, he's not. It is going to be a genocide for Sync Esports, and they're going to push further now. So
yeah, once again the buyback happening from Sync side. Once again turning the tides. This time on Bubbles, just coming back with Help, Feel the Silence, everything. Enough to turn the team fight around. It's just so impactful to have a buyback on these kind of heroes early on.
Yeah.
Like it's 1-2 team fights. Like they've gotten more or less complete genocide just because of one buyback this early on into the game.
Yeah, 20 minutes into the game. I mean, I can't say I came into this series today and expected to have a 3-0 in favor of Sync. I mean, that's one thing to be a 3-0 score, but to just be so dominating all 3 games, like 20-minute game max is. I mean, obviously, we're still playing out this one here even, but really, all that could have been 15-minute concedes is what it comes down to. If really
I actually don't think that Sync has lost a single tower so far in the series.
In the whole series, yeah. I think you're right. That is domination at its finest, if anything.
Sure
So, yeah, I want to sit here and say that you brought up the point about Druids, and we were talking about that. It's been a month since they played a tournament match. I mean, I'm sure that is having some bit of an effect, but. Man, Sync is also looking really good. They are looking really good. So it's definitely a mix of it, I'm sure. But Sync, there's a reason they did go undefeated in the group stages and everything. So yeah, they're on a mission. I
love all the aggression that we're seeing from Sync. Like their communication definitely provides them a lot of momentum when it comes to these kind of like offensive tri lanes. I mean, Flamesmeister's on top, Slap ported up to the top lane to assist this team as well. They always have pull keys early on, and they just work as a unit at all times. And recent gaming yesterday as well. I mean, just bringing the pressure over and over to complexity. So yeah, it's a little bit of a trend, I think, that we are seeing those more of like offensive kind of playstyles, and it's really nice to see as well because it gives a lot from spectator view, like a lot more fun and action-packed games.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, Sync's always been one of those teams, despite being so dominant. I mean, they've definitely been a team that's always been very entertaining to watch, and not that other teams in the past haven't been that have been so dominant, but it does seem like, you know, honestly, Stay Green and the Fanatics, they found certain strategies that they just really stuck with and ultimately led them to victory, and a lot of very similar heroes and whatnot. Now, again, Sync, they have a lot of their similar heroes, to be fair. I'm not saying that they're very diverse by any means, but it does feel like out of the dominant teams we have had throughout Han's history, Sync's kind of up there as far as just also being very entertaining to watch, and they like to play for their fans as well in that sense, too. So you can appreciate that. And
Thunderbringer support.
Exactly. I was going to say, another example today. Thunderbringer support, prime example. And that was game 1 before we really knew what was going to be happening here in the series. So that was fun. But obviously this game continues on, and we're at that point, though, as I like to call the overtime phase, it feels like, where it's clearly over. It's just a matter of when they actually throw in that white flag here at this point. But
shockwave happening, but not dealing too much damage.
Got it off at least. That's what matters. Keizu's one of his more successful games. Again, playing here. He's playing in a role where he's not usually in, so that helps too. But yep, he's surpassed 600 goal per minute now. So padding their stats, always nice too for Sync. Oh, but that is going to do it though in the end. So. Again, Druids, I'm sure, you know, again, they're probably understand as well. It's just like, you know what, it just wasn't our day. It has been a little bit since we played a tournament match, and maybe that showed a little bit too. And again, asking them to do it against Sync Esports on top of that, obviously a very tough ask, but
that's true.
That's how it shaped up. And in the end, Sync does go 3-0 over Druids here. So we do have our following round matchups now, as far as the playoffs go. So that means Sync is going to be moving on to play Reason Gaming. And Druids, they will get a better chance, I think it's safe to say, to kind of show us what they're all about as of late against Complexity Gaming in what is the losers bracket. That'll actually be on Tuesday. That'll be the next match. So I'll update the brackets here in just a sec to show you guys too. But Snooey, well, your final thoughts on that game and this series here.
Just props to everyone in Sync Esports. They played fantastic today. And yes, it might come down to a little bit the Druids being a little bit rusty, but I don't want to take anything away from Sync. Their diversity has been really shining lately, and they're showing that they are ready for, or they are looking to win this Dead Eye Bounty League, and of course, to go into DreamHack and as well show for the entire community that they're still the #1 team, and I think they are already halfway there.
Yeah. Yeah, they are, and definitely an interesting storyline going into especially the DreamHack event. Obviously, that's the big event around the corner, and Druids is most certainly. Every team really has a storyline to an extent, definitely, of course. But Druids, theirs is, they were the first team to qualify. You'd figure that, and well, that did give them technically the #1 seed going into the event, and they do get the matchup against. World Elite, the team from China that's going to be coming. Let's just say, that's pretty favorable for them. Is very safe to say going into DreamHack and everything. So that's a good feeling. I'm sure at least knowing they'll have a good warm up there. But because they did get a bit of a break, as they even pointed out, as you were talking about, it's like they almost feel like that almost hurt them because they qualified so early that they have kind of been out of the tournament scene for a little bit, but. Moving forward, though, I definitely am expecting a much stronger and better performance out of them on Tuesday, at the very least, against Complexity. Not that Complexity is much worse than Sync by any means, but again, now that they have a couple more days here in between and got another feel here with the tournament environment, I think that'll show on that match day. So. Well, it's just the different spectrums here from yesterday's. What was it, like 6.5 hours? We went 5 games, and it's just an epic series and everything. Today, it's we hit even under 2 hours if we count when we actually started the series to when we're finishing.
I think
now,
that these 3 games total game length was like during or was the same length as one of the games that we saw yesterday with the Dark Lady when they were trying to push the racks.
It feels like it, at least. That's a good comparison.
Oh, sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes it's just not your day.
Yeah, that will indeed. Well, that is going to start wrapping it up here. Though, with that said, early, but it is what it is. Sync does take the series 3-0, and again, they advance on. So here you go with the brackets, more of a visual. If you're that kind of person, we got Reason versus Sync. That'll be on Thursday, guys. That'll be on Thursday this week. Again, it's all best of 5 years all throughout the grand finals. Will be best of 7, but. That'll be on Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. Great series set up there. Complexity versus Druids will be on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800. Well, that actually may be later. Actually, being a weekday match and being Complexity, there's a good chance that may be a later time. So I will have to confirm on that. But if it's how it worked throughout the group stages, then let's say it should be 4 p.m. Eastern, 2200 Central European Time. On Tuesday. So again, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that'll be the case for the Tuesday's matchup there between Complexity and Druid. So we'll update you on the social media and everything like that, let you guys know. So be sure to follow us on Facebook as well as Twitter, as well as Twitch here, of course. By the way, we just surpassed our 39,000 follower mark here on Twitch. I never really pushed that or anything like that, so I'm sure it could be more, but at the same time, it's cool seeing that. It's still cool seeing that. It's a fairly bigger number like that, and channel's been around for a pretty damn long time here, over 5 years technically, if you go back to even pre-Twitch. So it's shout out to all the followers and even the subscribers as well. I know there's not many of you out there, but shout out to you guys that do help support in that sense. So. Shout out to Quincy, as always, doing the stat thing and doing it well. And, well, shout out to Snooey once again. Any final words from you, or shout out, Snooey, before we wrap up here?
Since we're on the topic with the whole Homecast and that they've been around for 5 years, may I ask how it all started? Was it? It wasn't necessarily an S2 thing from the start, was it?
No. It was definitely it was a completely other project. It was I'll give you a little bit of the shorter version here, I guess.
Yes.
The long story short, it's something where I get asked all the time on personal stream and whatnot. It's like, how did you start casting? Well, I started casting because It was just something I was looking to do, get experience with, become a sportscaster eventually for the live sports and stuff, and I figured why not try casting video games. And this was before Twitch was a thing, and streaming in general was very, very new. This was back when 360p quality was considered really good quality. Back when, now if it's not 1080 60 FPS, you're getting called out. But anyways, it started back then, and then eventually a guy by the name of Jeff Hunter actually hit me up, saw that I was doing what I was doing, and asked if I was interested in a project that he was starting up called what we eventually called Homecast. As he was also a fan of Heroes of New Earth, and there's some people out there that may know that name, and let's just say it's been a fun history. But anyways, that's where it really began. He was technically the creator of it, and found me, and we were working together, and that's how it began. And we just started our own thing, and after about a year and a half of doing that, eventually got a call from S2 Games, making a point that they were interested in Honcast so much that they wanted to bring them on board, as well as myself, and that's how that journey began. So
that's awesome. And now you're here 5 years later and still doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you. It's crazy how that hits me every now and then. Now we're on the topic. It's like, what is it? I moved out here in July of 2011, so we're coming up on 4 years actually. When I moved out here, I started casting in October 2009, so we're actually coming up on almost 6 years here. It's been 5.5 years technically with Honcast. Yeah, so yeah, it's been quite the journey. It really has been, and not only in terms of Honcast itself, but for me as a person, I've been able to. I'm getting married here actually in the near future.
Oh wow!
That's what we're talking
Congratulations.
About. Where we're talking about all this and everything. Yeah, I'm getting married here actually in less than a month. June 20th. I'm getting married here, but I bring that up too because moving out here, I eventually was able to find what now is going to be my future wife and everything. So that's kind of pretty cool. This whole journey has been it's been a great one, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love this game and have loved it since the beginning. So, and we got DreamHack coming back, so that's always fun too.
Yeah. DreamHack and then wedding. Awesome.
Yeah, oh God, don't tell me about it. Yeah, that's the things I do for you guys. I'm literally flying out of the country the week before my wedding, and I'm gonna be landing back in the U.S. like 3 days before my wedding day. So it's gonna be an interesting time there. But no, I'm very excited for it. So, anyways, that's all. That's a whole side thing. So kind of going off the topic there a little bit, but
so then there's like a bridal shower in Jönköping then.
Oh yeah, I know it's gonna have that whole experience there for sure. Yeah, no, gonna be a lot focused on the event itself. I mean, it's gonna be quite the grind. So, I'm sure we'll have a little bit of fun at least. Definitely help celebrate there.
It's going to be awesome,
as we usually do. Anyways, but yeah, so let's start wrapping this up here though. Anything else, Nui?
Shout out to Quincy for being awesome as always. Thanks for the stats, and yeah, shout out to Joe Rogan experience that you shouted out to yesterday. That was some really fun. That was a really good show. I couldn't stop listening when I tuned in. So
yeah.